Hello and welcome to the After Murder Party. My name is Graham from another goddamn horror podcast. Today I'll be talking to you about a couple movies that I saw at POPCORN FRIGHTS Film Festival. It's a film festival. It takes place in Florida, I believe Fort Lauderdale. But they do it virtually. Also, a lot of the movies you can just screen at home through Eventive, which is a great little app for these types of things. It was $100. I saw 22 movies and a short film within 10 days, I think. It was pretty awesome. So I'm going to talk about a couple of those right now. The first movie I want to talk about is called Pussycake. It's by Argentinian writer-director Pablo Perez, and it's about an all-female punk band that is on their way to their next gig. It's like a showcase. It's supposed to be sort of like their big break. And when they get there, it's just nothing but fucking horror and zombies and multiverse shit going on, and everything just gets real wet with practical effects and bodily fluids and gore, and it fucking rules. It had aspects of like Alien, Jennifer's Body, Psycho Gorman, Slither. If it was all run through like Evil Dead, it fucking ruled. The cast, the women in the band, the music and everything fucking ruled. The outfits were badass, and the practical effects were fucking stupendous. So check that out. I don't know when it's going to be coming out, but keep an eye out for Pussycake. Another really cool couple of movies that came out was The Third Saturday in October and The Third Saturday in October Part 5. They both came out on the same day. There's no 2, 3, or 4. And the filmmakers recommended that fans watch Part 5 first. So right away, I was like, I need to see this. Why would they do that? It piques my interest. If you do anything like that in releasing your film, if you release it in any weird way, I'm going to be more interested. So do that more. In fact, the weirdest way is if you send me screeners directly. That's fucking weird. So yeah, it was directed and written by Jay Burleson, and it's really good. It's a throwback. Both of them are throwbacks to the 80s slasher films. There's lots of great comedy. Super good indie horror. Another fucking great one was Compulsive by writer-director Tara Thorne. It was a social drama, queer horror about a woman who's basically fed up with the shitty men in her community and does something about it. Very cool. There was also a feminist poetry reading aspect to it throughout the movie that generally is not my bag, but I ended up fucking loving this aspect of the movie, and it added to it, and it just made the whole thing really fucking cool and different, especially for me, I guess, as not really a big poetry guy. I really ended up loving the shit in this, so check it out. Compulsive by Tara Thorne. Again, I don't know when any of these movies are coming out exactly. I know it should be soon. I just saw them all on a festival 2 weeks ago, so they're still on the festival circuit. A lot of them were premieres, world premieres. So they still haven't been picked up for distribution and all that. I don't really understand that part of the business anyway. But as soon as I hear anything about any of these movies, I will make sure you do too. Earlier this year, there was a movie released on Shudder called Hellbender by the Addams family, not Morticia and Gomez, but Toby, John, Zelda, and Lulu. They're a family from upstate New York that make horror movies completely by themselves. It's full-on family DIY, and it's fucking rad. The Deeper You Dig is one of their movies from a couple years ago that I found out about them through, and then Hellbender, I believe, is their best work, and it's about a mom and a daughter and their ties to witchcraft and their fucking rad band. And it turns out the band is a real band. The mom and the daughter, and they play witch rock. I don't know if they call it that, but that's what it is. It predates the movie, but they just released the first, I guess, major release. Side A and Side B just came out this week. And it fucking runs the gamut of witch rock, which I didn't know was a thing, really. I know a lot of bands with the name witch in them, and they're mostly stoner metal. If you had asked me what witch rock was going into this, I would have guessed a lot of psychedelia and singing about nature. There's some of that, I guess, but it's just fucking cool as shit punk. It runs the gamut of what you would think cool witch rock would be, and it's fucking rad. So Hellbender, check that out. And now, word from Ashley, our Philly horrorspondent, with KETCHUM'S Korner.
There are things in this world that we need to do as people to make sure that the world keeps turning. And one of those things is we need to make sure that Mike Flanagan knows we deserve a prequel to Oculus. Why? Because Oculus was amazing. It was a great movie. The mirror behind the movie was great. The story behind the mirror behind the movie was great. We deserve to see it. And Flanagan's not a newbie to making prequels that surpass the original, just like he did with Ouija. Ouija 2 was a hop, skip, a jump, a roll, a crawl, so much better than Ouija. So I think that we deserve it. I think the earth will keep spinning as long as this movie is made. Basically, we're doomed if he decides not to make it. So let's just, as a people, let's reach out to him and tell him to get on the ball so we could be entertained more.
Just an absolutely brilliant idea from Ashley Ketchum over there at Ketchum's Korner. It's clear why I asked Ashley to be part of the After Murder Party. She's brilliant. She's also a member of the Army of the Goddamned, which is our Patreon group. Those members also include Jason Daniels, Kristen Pearl, Chris Fortune, Alan Graham, Jake Jolly, Ron Knobloch, Drew Muldowney, and Stephanie Gurley. I'd like to thank them and remind them all that they will have a place through the gates of hell once the rest of the world erupts into a full-blown horror. Hell will actually be the safest area in the universe at that point. And we have a condo of sorts there, and they're allowed in. They have access to that area of hell with us when everything goes to shit. Safety first in these times, especially. Anyway, thank you all very much. I've been your host, Graham. Don't forget to listen to another goddamn horror podcast. Support indie horror and remake everything.